Well,
good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Relive Work to Wealth Success Training. It's something we do here every Saturday morning, and I'm happy to be your host today. My name is Shawn Bergeron, and I got to tell you, it's an exciting time in Relive. There's a lot going on. We have just had some incredible consultants join the company that are bringing in some amazing ideas and products. And over these next few months, you're just going to see a plethora of things going on. I'm going to ask you to turn your videos off, guys, of things going on within the company and around the globe with the Relive company. And we're all going to be in the front seat for this. So this is pretty exciting. But today what we're doing is we're talking about building your business, right? Obviously, if you're on this training this morning, you've decided to join the Relive business, or maybe you're just looking at possible getting involved with Relive. But either way, you're in the right place, and we're going to spend the next hour and 15, hour and a half or whatever, and we're going to be covering some stuff that's important to you. Now, my best advice to you, like it says on the screen there, grab a pen and a notepad and be teachable. Guys, there's some things, if you've been on these trainings before, and I looked at the list of people that are on here this morning, and there's a number I've seen on trainings before. You're going to hear some, probably some new stuff today. Maybe not a whole lot of new stuff today, but if you're brand new, you're going to hear a lot of new stuff, right? And these are principles and concepts and things you can share that not only are going to help you in your Relive business, but these things are things you can apply to life and any business, whether it's be your full-time job if you have one, or whatever, relationships. You're going to learn some stuff here today that's going to help you in a lot of areas of your life. So, like I said, grab a pen, grab a notepad, and be teachable. The first place I want to start out right now is just kind of sharing my story. My story goes back a number of years. I had been in the accounting profession when I found Relive, and and success is always relative to where you came from, right? Because that's what we all want to hear, right? Whenever we hear about someone that's done something successful in their life, whether it be Elon Musk or anything, people are really fascinated on where they started, where they came from, because that's where most people are when they find Relive. They're in that early stages, right? This is where I'm at, and that's where I was 30-some years ago, 32 years ago. In 1990, when I found Relive, I had been in the accounting profession. I had done that for a number of years in college. I found myself at 40 years old or 30 years old, and I was frustrated. I was looking for a business. I began a search. I was looking at conventional businesses, though. I was not looking at Relive or things like Relive. I didn't know anything about direct selling. I found a few that could be viable, right? But I had another problem. I was broke. I was in $25,000 of credit card debt. I was in a career that was paying me a half of what I thought I should be making, and I was frustrated. But you know what? I really believe that owning my own business was the American dream. It's just that I couldn't figure out how to make it my dream or my reality because of my financial situation. So I kind of given up hope, because every business I looked at required a large capital investment. I didn't have that. Nobody's stupid enough to lend me any more money. So I was kind of stuck doing what I was doing. Ran into my cousin at a golf outing. He started telling me about Relive, brief conversation there. And, I attended, based on that conversation, I attended a meeting that they were doing, very similar to what we do on our Tuesday night webinars, in our Health to Wealth webinars on Tuesday night that many of you have joined in on. I decided to go to that meeting. And there was about 6-8 guys there. And from the time I walked through the door, I realized I had found something extraordinary. It started with the quality of people. The stories I heard people getting results with these Relive products, with migraine, headaches, clinical depression, allergies, asthma, weight loss, energy, arthritis. And I was just absolutely fascinated by their stories, even though I didn't have any of those particular problems in my life. I thought of people that I loved and cared about that did. And then they showed the business model, how you make money, how you earn an income with this deal. And when I saw that, I realized I just found the business I was looking for, but didn't know existed. Because there's a business, Relive's a business you run off your kitchen table. You can start it part-time if you need to or want to. There's no overhead. There's no need for licenses, insurance policies, special education, other than what you're going to get a little bit of today from me for free. And there was no financial risk. That was the most important thing, because number one, I didn't have any money to invest anyways. But number two, if I did or whatever I bought, I had a buyback. The company had a very unique policy, because really the only thing you have to buy is some products, right? And you decide how much that is. And when I started, and the company has a 100% buyback for a full year on those products. So there was never anything at risk except my efforts. And so I thought this might be my only chance. I jumped in with both feet. I was very fascinated by, the whole concept of direct selling. I had no sales background, though, and absolutely knew nothing about nutrition, and quickly found out I didn't need to. So, like I said, but there was people in that room that day, and subsequent meetings that I attended and conference calls I got on, that were willing to help me. And I took that free help. And in the first 30 days, I was able to sell $11,000 worth of product. I profited $1,500 part-time the very first month. No one was more surprised than I was. Got a little more serious about it after myself and my family got great results with the products. 3 weeks on the products, I started waking up the alarm clock. First time in my adult life, I wasn't tired at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I lost 15 pounds the first month on the products, so I was trying to lose weight. My brother-in-law got tremendous results with allergies and asthma. I had a nephew that was on a drug called Ritalin for a problem called ADHD. He got life-changing results. My mom got off a number of medications for rheumatoid arthritis after being on these products about 4 months. Changed her life dramatically. Got a lot of people's attention in my family when they saw the changes in my mom. It started snowballing. First 90 days part-time, I made $7,000 profit. And though that hadn't replaced my full-time income, it gave me the courage to take that leap of faith. And I left my career in accounting, came home, started doing Relive full-time, and I never looked back. Within 2 years, I was making $6,000 a month. By the end of the third year, I had reached $10,000 a month for the first time. Then between year 3 and 6, and the company, I'll never forget, one of the officers of the company told me this would happen. I didn't really believe him, but it did. Between year 3 and 6, my business spread to from my kitchen table to 40 states, 5 foreign countries, none of it done by me personally. And by the end of the 6th year, my monthly income had reached $20,000 a month for the very first time. And now there's been 20 plus years of 6-figure incomes. I had the most blessed and inexplainable life because of Relive. I'll be forever grateful for a number of things that happened there, that little things, guys, and it's just like your journey. If it's just starting out, or when it did start out, that I showed up at that meeting, that I had the courage, and Tom, my cousin Tom Moody, he had the courage to say something to me in a setting like a golf outing, right? Just open his mouth and tell a story, which he did. And that's what got my attention about his story. And, and then the courage I had this, even though I knew nothing about nutrition or nothing about drug selling, for some reason I was able to take that leap of faith and jump into this thing with both feet and be teachable and all these things. I look back on it, easily could have went the other way, and how dramatically different my life would have turned out, my career particularly, but also my life. It really is just not a job or a paycheck, guys. The help that you derive from using these products and sharing them, and the people around you that benefit because of that, and the incomes, and it has literally been a life-changing experience for me, and a life directional experience for me. So anyways, but when I got started, guys, one of the things that one of the guys, a mentor of mine, said, Shawn, it's easier. I was struggling a little bit after I got started. I had some really good success, as you heard, in that first 90 days. And then I started to struggle a little bit. And he could see it in me. And he said, Shawn, it's easier to make a lot of money than it is to make a living. He said, you don't get it. And I said, what do you mean by that? I mean, it sounds like a cliche, doesn't it? It's easier to make a lot of money than it is to make a living. But any of you out there making a living will attest that is so true if you really think about it, right? If, because this is where the second part came in, he said, you're committed to learning a few concepts and principles that you don't know now, right? Learning something new, right? And mastering the proven basics of whatever your chosen business is. Okay, and in this case, it's relive, right? But if you're in something else, or your job, whatever, relationship, you got to master those proven basics, right? Because that's how you do it. It's like if you're going to be a basketball player, right? You got to learn the concepts and the principles of the game and everything like that. But you got to master the proven basics, like a free throw, a jump shot, a layup, right? That's why you see guys doing that in practice, right? Michael Jordan, arguably the best basketball player that ever stepped onto the hard court, right? He would after practice was over, everybody left. This was this is a guy that has 6 championship rings. And to the day of his retirement, every practice, whether it was in college or the pros, at the end of practice, he would shoot 100 free throws. Now, don't you think he knows how to shoot a free throw after all these years and all those rings and all that stuff? But he still did, because he understood the proven basics of his business. Shooting a free throw was something you need to master in basketball, right? And so that's kind of where we're at. I use that analogy to help you understand where we're going to go with this training this morning. Okay, so that's where we're going to be. And let's start out right here. Now, let me get into it. There are 3 parts you need. If you're looking to build a relive business, there's 3 parts you need to master this relive business that you're going to build, right? Whether it's going to be a small business, part-time, make an extra $400 or $500 a month, whatever, or it's going to be a big business. You want to turn it into a 6-figure income plus and do it as a career, whatever the case may be, or anywhere in between, right? No matter what your level of interest is in success in relive, there's 3 parts you need to master in your relive business. And the first one's the products, right? And the best way to master products is take the products, right? Be a product of the product. We'll talk about that in a sec. But the products are something you need to master. Now, we're not going to be talking a whole lot about the products today, other than we're going to share some stories. But fact is you can go online and you can get all the information you want to know off the Relive website, man. Every product has its own page, testimonials there, nutritional charts, the label, everything you possibly want, right? Benefits, all that stuff, every product. So you can go there and figure that out in a couple hours, right? We only have, I think, 12 or 14 products. Next one you got to master is the marketing plan, right? The marketing plan, compensation. How do you get paid? If you're going to build a business, you got to be able to share with somebody how that happens, how you make money, right? Because they want to see, right? I never took a job in my life if I didn't know exactly how I was going to get paid, right? And how much I was going to get paid for doing what, right? So you need to master the marketing plan, the compensation plan. Now, if you don't have that already mastered, you can get together with your sponsor or upline, or you can watch a couple of videos. You can watch mine. I do a pretty in-depth 40-minute compensation plan on a webinar like this. It's recorded. It's on our Positively Charged Facebook page in the files section. You can go there and watch that. And you watch it once, you can watch it 100 times, whatever it takes, right? Draw it out yourself, make it your own, right? But you got to get the marketing plan down, right? But we're not going to be talking a whole lot about the marketing plan. I'm not going to get in the weeds of that today. No, we're going to be talking about the third part, right? And the third part's you, right? That's you. And here's what's important here and why we're going to be talking about the third part, because that's the only variable in this deal, right? The products are the same for everybody, right? Mindy Jones gets the same products that I get, that you get. Right? Nobody gets better products, right? They don't give Mindy better products than us. That's why she's making the money she's making and you're not, right? Okay. Or same with the marketing plan. Equal is as equal does in our marketing plan. We pay men and women the same. It's never been different. We didn't have to, we didn't need anybody to tell us that we need to pay women the same as men in this business. From day one, our marketing plan pays exactly the same money to a man as it does a woman, or anything, creed, color, whatever, right? Equal is as equal does is our marketing plan. The only variable in that is you, right? But that's true. You're the only variable in anything in your life, whether it be your career, your relationship, whatever. You're the variable, right? Everything else is a constant, and your success can be dependent upon you, right? What you do, right? So let me give you an example. I know for a fact there's about 25 of us on the training here this morning, and I saw the names, and I know for a fact, where are we now? Mid 14th of the month. Checks are about to come out, right? Tomorrow, I think. And I know for a fact that there's a number of you on this training, a lot of you that of the 25 that made over $500 last month. Over $500, right? You're saying, gosh, I wish it meant, some of you new people say that would have been nice to be me, right? Make $500. Well, you can this month if you're here this morning. But there's also a number of you, not as many, that made $5,000 last month. And I know that for a fact because I know how much some of you make. And a lot more than that, as a matter of fact, a lot more, right? So tell me, here's my question to you. What causes one person to make 10 times the amount of money as another person with the same products and the same marketing plan, right? It's not the products, right? We already talked about that. Everybody gets the same product. It's not the marketing plan equal is equal does. Doesn't matter who you are, right? Male, female, right? Marketing plan is the same for everybody. You don't have a better marketing plan if you're in the business 10 years as you're in the business one or one day, right? Same marketing plan. Equal is equal does. It ain't that. It's this part right here. It's you, right? That's the difference. That's the only variable here. So, you know, if one person makes 500, another person makes 5,000, it's you. It's the you part, right? So that's where we got to work today. That's what we got to work on, right? It's because it's about how you feel about these products, these Relive products. That's going to determine the multiplier here, over here. 10 times, right? How you feel about these Relive products, how you feel about the Relive marketing plan, right? How you feel about the Relive company, how you feel about the Relive officers, how you feel about your Relive upline and the people you're working with, the people in your town that are involved in Relive. That's what's going to determine how successful you are. That's the multiplier. That's what makes it 10 times. It's not the products, not the marketing plan. That's equal. Right? So we're going to talk about you today. So let's go ahead and start. First step, building your wall of belief, right? In the Relive products, right? Be a product of the product. How do you feel about these products is paramount to your success. Not just your results, but others too. Expose yourself to as many Relive stories, opportunities as possible. And if you're new on this webinar, if you're one of the new distributors on here today, you're going to have lots of opportunities over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, that your sponsor is probably going to try to connect you with stories, whether it's through a webinar like this, a conference call, maybe a phone call with your upline or somebody else that has a story you might be interested in. But you got to take advantage of that. Make yourself available for that, right? So you can expose yourself to as many stories as possible to build your wall of belief in these products, what they're capable of. Products are amazing, right? Life-changing in many cases. So let's go ahead and oh, did I miss something here? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and hear some stories. I don't know if did I put that on? Yeah, let's go back. Sorry. So let's go ahead and hear some stories. And we're going to start out. Can I go to Cindy? Are you there? Can you turn your camera on and your, go ahead. There you are. Oh, hey, Cindy, could you share? Good. Could you share your Relive story?
Well, I'm delighted. Thank you, Shawn, for inviting me, and Mindy for inviting me to join. And I want to tell you, we've been on the products over 5 years. My husband started first, had great results, and quickly I thought I needed to jump on, even though I did not think that I had any health issues. So I did have very severe rosacea, and within probably, I just say a few months of taking the products, my complexion started to clear. And it was so severe that I never used any products on my face, whatever, never wore makeup. And people would want to offer me advice. Started the Relive products and my rosacea started to clear up. I think today people wouldn't even realize that I had it. And I was delighted. If that were the only thing, the only benefit, I would have been happy and a lifelong customer. But I've always struggled with my weight. And after starting the products, and I had been on them for a while, I started to lose weight without any changes in my lifestyle, which amazed me because my weight's always been an issue. So I realized that my body must have been healing from the inside out. So after the first 20 pounds, I decided to become very purposeful, went on to lose 50 plus pounds, have been able to keep it off. I'm as pleased as punch. And we continue to be a Relive family because whenever, even with the pandemic, we're always careful. We do what we need to do, but we take our products and we just have a sense of well-being that I think other people don't have. We're forever committed to the Relive products. It's a part of our lifestyle, and we're very grateful for them. Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. Yeah, I'll tell you, when you get some momentum like that in your health story, and that's a perfect example of, you are a shining example of building your wall of belief, right? You start taking the product, you start seeing some benefits, and it got you excited and more committed and more purposeful, as you put it.
Yes.
Right. And it's carried forward and into your other family members as well. Well, great. Congratulations. And thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.
From there, we're going to go to my friend up in Racine, Wisconsin, Al Gopian. Hey, Al, how you doing this morning?
Hi, Shawn. I'm good. When I started these Relive products, it was 1992, 30 years ago. I was turning 45 years old. I was a high school teacher and coach. And well, first of all, I just was tired every day at practice in the middle of the afternoon. That was one of the first results I saw, and I was thrilled with that. But it got better. One of the things I was doing to supplement our income, and we needed it, I was refereeing high-level high school and college soccer matches, but I was finding I'd had 2 knee surgeries, and I simply couldn't do, for example, back-to-back games or back-to-back days because my knees would swell, and I couldn't do it, and that was costing me money. And what happened was that my knees, when I started taking the Relive, my knees stopped swelling. I was able to resume running. And in fact, this week I was called on Tuesday night or Wednesday night to do a high-level high school game, but with the referee shortages. And I was able to hang with those young high school kids, here turning 75, good enough that I was complimented afterwards on refereeing a tough game. I also was on the side. I played a lot of golf, and I was finding at 45 I couldn't walk anymore. I couldn't walk a course and do it. And the day after I refereed that game this week, now 30 years later, I went out and played 18 holes. I was low man in my group, which I enjoyed. And I was only one of 2 guys walking in a whole group of 10. And I was able to walk and finish it and finish strong. Not that I wasn't tired, but I was able to do it and recover the next day. Finally, I have been diagnosed back in 1992 with high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and doctors had recommended I take medication. I didn't want to do that, and all I knew was that the next checkup after I started taking Relive, the cholesterol and the blood pressure fell in place. And today, in year 75, I take no medications, and I feel great every day. I'm thrilled every day to take these Relive products.
Well, thanks, Al. I appreciate you taking the time, and no doubt at 75, you're definitely a great example of staying healthy and staying active. Fantastic. Thanks. Appreciate you. And from there, we're going to go to Jana Jones. Jana, could you join us?
Hi, you see me okay?
I do. Welcome, Jana.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Thanks for having me, Shawn. My name is Jana Jones. I'm from Boone, North Carolina. I have a background in education. I've been a student of nutrition for many years because I believe in prevention. I juiced, took 25 supplements daily, raised an organic garden, and yet after turning 40, I developed allergies, asthma, arthritis. The arthritis had gotten to the point in my right hand, I couldn't even carry a plate to the table. When I turned 48, the hot flashes started. I was waking up in at least 6 times a night in a sweat. And when I was introduced to Relive, at first I just thought of it as simplifying my life and replacing the juicing and pills with 2 simple shakes a day. But within 2 months, I wasn't dealing with the allergies. I had full use of my hand and was sleeping through the night. I've not had an asthma attack in the 17 years I've been on these products. I thought I knew a lot about nutrition, but today I'm experiencing a level of health I never knew was possible. So I'm so grateful for the person who shared Relive with us, and I never want to go back to where I was.
Thank you, Jana. Appreciate you for taking the time now. You and Al and all these stories today. I appreciate you guys, and what a great example you are about the Relive products. And guys, that's building your wall of belief, each and every one of them. When they first started these products, they're just like every one of us that get on Relive products. We're looking for something to change, right? And we're hoping Relive products are the answer. And you can see right here, they're an answer to for a lot of people. So from there, we're going to go to the next screen here. And the next part is building your wall of belief in the business, right? And just like with the products, you know, it's important that you build your wall of belief in the Relive business as well. And the best way to do that is take action. Right? We know these products work. We know the compensation plan pays well, best in the industry, they say. Okay. But it's nothing if you don't take some action. Now it says action within 72 hours creates momentum. Now, if you're brand new, that means the next 72 hours, your first 72 hours, if you got started and Relive last night or to this morning or whatever, your next 72 hours. But even if you've been around 20 plus years, you know, there's no better time than right now to take some action over these next 72 hours and create some momentum in the business. Okay. Speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. You want your business to grow fast, you got to go fast, right? If it's going to grow fast, you got to go fast. And, you know, there's no reason not to. This is a simple business. This doesn't take a special education. You got a lot of free help to use, and we're going to talk about that. Go build your Relive business story, okay? And then tell that story. Right. And we're gonna go to that right now too. We're gonna jump right into that. We're gonna start out. Eileen Tesh out of Michigan. Could you join us to share your business story?
Yes, I'll be happy to, Shawn. Good morning, everyone. My name is Eileen Tesh, and I am from Algonac, Michigan. 16 years ago, my husband and I learned about Relive. At that time, I was a very busy attorney. My husband had been practicing veterinary medicine over 40 years. And we were working 80, 100 hours a week, just like you talked about, Shawn, traditional business, and very stressful. I didn't think we had time to do anything and just couldn't even pay attention to this, learning about this nutrition. But I agreed to thinking I was being polite just to start on the products. And to my amazement, in about 2 weeks, I quit smoking. By the end of the month, lost weight, my depression disappeared, my skin cleared up. My husband, being a doctor, very skeptical, taking a handful of vitamins, but he did agree to get started on the products. He was suffering terribly with his knees, carpal tunnel, sleep apnea, digestive issues. And what I did was connect him with my support team, another gentleman I met who was a retired NFL football player. And I thought, you know what, I don't know anything, but maybe my husband will listen to this gentleman. And together, they helped my husband avoid knee replacement surgery, canceled his carpal tunnel surgery, no more sleep apnea, no more digestive issues. And he was so impressed that he started using it in his practice with the animals, particularly the core nutrition, the Arth Effect, and saw great results with arthritis, anxiety, allergies, even cancerous tumors. And so together, you know, we were kind of paralyzed. We didn't know what to do. We're like, well, we don't have time to do this business. We don't even understand this business model. And, but we were excited. So we went to a conference, and that's where everything changed. We just met the leadership, had a chance to talk to distributors, hear their journeys, hear these stories. And that's really when it went from our head to our heart. And so I came home around my very busy schedule, working very closely with my mentor, whatever time I could have, you know, like they always say, you can't find time. So I said deliberately, I'm going to make time to do this, to get it into my schedule, to learn, but more importantly, just to help people and introduce them to Relive. It was about 3 years, as I said, part-time. I took a leap of faith and stepped away from the law firm. Income, it was growing, so that was exciting. I was learning how to do this business because this was very out of my comfort zone. But the best part was that this was giving me, and it has given me now for 16 years, passion and purpose back in my life. And that is priceless. We are global ambassadors with the company now, which simply means we've helped a lot of people. And this is our retirement, and however long God has us here, we are we are going to be sharing hope with others. Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you, Eileen. I appreciate you. And tell Jim I said hi.
Have a great
Okay.
day.
Yeah, and from there, we're going to go to David Ennis. David, could you join us?
Certainly, Shawn. Hey, guys, good to be here. I live in Withville, Virginia, and I found Relive when I was graduating high school. I have a background in construction, but I ended up evaluating Relive while I was getting my degree in entrepreneurship in college. And ultimately, I came away from school realizing that this was the very best business option to pursue. And I chose it because I quite frankly couldn't keep my mouth shut about the business and what these products were doing for people's lives. And I wanted a career that would give me autonomy, enable me to work with a lot of purpose and make a difference in people's lives. But one of the big ones was not having a limitation on my income level. And so, my first month I made $300 helping out some friends. And for the next 2 years working part-time, 2 to 4 hours a week, I averaged $400 to $500 a month. And my highest month was actually when I moved out to Washington, D.C. Didn't know anybody out there. And but I didn't have a job, and I decided to put this business to the test. And guys, ended up placing first in the nation that month. Got a $3,000 bonus. Overall, my income was over $5,000. That was exciting. That shocked me. And my favorite part is that this business has continued to pay me. I haven't needed to get a job ever since then. And I've earned several bonuses since then. I got to go to the Amelia Island trip with you, Shawn, and Eileen, and obviously many others. Actually, wait a minute, that was this weekend a year ago. That was a phenomenal time. It's had so much fun. Today, my income, ranges between $1,500 and $4,300 a month. My goal is to turn this into a six-figure income, and I'm going to do that. And guys, because this business is an asset, it's a cash flowing asset. I'm essentially building and enjoying my retirement here in my 30s. So I absolutely love the freedom and the impact that I get to make in people's lives. So I'll never quit doing it. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life.
Excellent, David. Thank you very much. And you're right. I know that feeling. Building this business in my 30s and understanding that it's almost like you're retired and the enjoyment you have. So great. Congratulations, David. Thanks for sharing. And then we're going to go from there back to my friend Al up in Hagopi, and Al up in Wisconsin. Al, could you share what's happened in your Relive business, you and Jen?
Sure, Shawn. Well, when we started, again, I was 45 years old. We were living on my paltry private school teaching income. We had decided my wife was going to stay home with the kids. We had 3 little kids, 3, 5, and 7. And our first goal was simply, I thought if we could make $1,000 a month, maybe we could even take a vacation or do some special things other than live paycheck to paycheck. And after seeing results on the products, or as we were seeing results on the products, we immediately started sharing, and we were also immediately started making retail and wholesale right around $1,000 a month, which took a huge load off my back. But also as the years went on, as our kids grew, we saw that they, would probably be college candidates, and we had saved no money for college, and I didn't know how we were going to pay for it. We saw other people in Relive making some serious money and getting raises. And at one point when we started sharing the business with other people, the residual part of the income in 5 months went from $1,500 in a month to $6,000 a month, which was, along with the retail and wholesale that month, was double what I was making teaching and coaching. And so looking at when I started, like I said, again, we were struggling to just make ends meet, no chance for retirement, but with Relive and no chance, opportunity, or a way to pay for the college education of our 3 kids. And what ended up as Relive continued on is we paid for all 3 kids' college. They graduated debt-free from private, very expensive colleges. I was able to retire early. And today, like I said, in year 75, I'm more excited than ever to share Relive with other people.
Thanks, Al. Sorry about that. Appreciate you, and take care. Okay, guys, that's what Relive opportunities are. Life made rich, and that's what you're hearing from these people. What people want most in any opportunity is personal freedom, financial security, and optimal health. And I don't know what motivates you, but it might be one of those. It might be all three. It was for me. Okay, so how do you start? Where do you start, right? If you're brand new, make your list. That's the first thing you're going to hear out of your sponsor's mouth. That's the first thing you're going to hear from me here today. And make your list. Well, who goes on that list? Well, teachers. You just heard Al Hagopi in there. There's a teacher, right? So all the teachers you know, who do you put on the list? Definitely put all the teachers on the list. How about stay-at-home moms? We got a couple of those that are doing very well in Reliv, so you might want to put all the stay-at-home moms you know on that list, right? And construction workers, right? We're going to put all the construction workers you know, all the construction workers in your family. A lot of good construction workers in Reliv, right? Farmers, right? The heartland of America, right? Some of our top distributors in Reliv are from the Midwest or the mid states of America, and our farmers, right? They've been lifelong farmers. Still, some of them still farm and do their Reliv part-time. But farmers love the Reliv business. Accountants, right? There's a couple of us, like myself. I wouldn't, but put all your accountants on the list. You never know. And Facebook friends, right? And I'm not talking about every person that you've ever asked or ever accepted a request from. I'm talking about the people on your list, you know, that you actually know, Facebook friends that you know, whether past or present relationships. Coworkers, obviously, right? The people that you work with. There's, you know, relatives, right? The people you love and care about the most in your life, probably. Definitely want to put them all on the list. And your neighbors. These are the people you see most in your life, right? These are the person your kids see most in life, is your neighbors, the people on the block. So let me ask you a question, right? If all these people go on the list, and I don't even know, I can honestly tell you that even though I don't know every one of you personally that are on the training here this morning, that, you know, that number, you know, so 25 or so people, I got to tell you, one thing I know for sure, we share something, all of us in common, along with all these people on your list. And what do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you what they share. They're dissatisfied, right? Every single person that ever enters into the Reliv business or get on these Reliv products, they are dissatisfied with something in their life. Fact is even though you know all those people on your list, you're probably not really sure what they're dissatisfied with. Some of them you may, some of them might be close enough where they've told you, shared with you. But the fact is they're dissatisfied with something, right? We all have that in common, right? If we weren't, we wouldn't be here in the first place. So what are you dissatisfied with? Income, right? That was my problem. I was dissatisfied with my income, right? I mean, a lot of people dissatisfied with health, right? Some people come to Reliv because their health is failing and they get on the products and it turns it around. They start feeling better, more energetic, lose some weight, whatever the case may be, right? That draws them into Reliv because they build their wall of belief through the products. Maybe it's a few big savings in retirement, right? They didn't put away enough. Getting towards the end of that deal, right? They got to figure out how to supplement that thing. Maybe it's their career, right? I think of my good friends, Bill and Kathy O'Loughlin. Bill, attorney, super successful, highly successful in Chicago there. And, you know, he had plenty of money, had plenty of health, right? Plenty of savings in retirement. It was the career that was killing him, right? Couldn't see his children. He was working 80 hours a week. Lifestyle, lack of travel. Some people just want to have more fun, right? Go somewhere. Like Al said, gosh, if I can make an extra $1,000 a month, maybe we can go on a vacation with our 3 kids. Fun. Maybe you're not having enough fun in your life. I don't know. I know that was something for me. I sure enjoyed the fun that came along with the Reliv business. But we're also looking for nice people, because we've had a few of the people that aren't nice and they come in here, but they don't last long, right? So we want a nice person. That's who goes on your list. So everybody, right? You know, somebody that's not a nice person, don't put them on the list, right? You have somebody that's completely satisfied with their life, they don't need to go on the list, but everybody else goes on the list. Everybody. And don't prejudge, because here's the reality, guys. You have no idea what somebody's dissatisfied with. Even the people closest to you. There's a high chance that you do not understand. Here's why. Let me explain. Isn't it true? Most people you don't dump your financial and your health challenges on other people that are in your family or friends or whatever like that. You usually don't for the most part. Somebody says, even if you're not feeling well, somebody says, hey, how you doing? I'm fine, right? You're fine. You know, you don't dump your financial problems on people. You don't dump that all over the neighborhood or whatever, or among your family, right? If you're struggling financially, right? And you know why? Because that's the nature of people, right? We don't want to burden other people with our problems, right? We got to take care of our own problems. But the reality is, guys, the reason they don't share it with you and reason you don't share yours with others, your financial and your health challenges, for the most part, all of us have that friend or two that dumps everything on everybody, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about most part. The reason they don't is because they know you don't have a solution for them, right? Because I'll tell you, that's when you're going to find out what people are dissatisfied, when they realize, when you tell them about Relive and you shared some of these stories with them and you let them hear some of these stories and you show them the business opportunity, you're going to find out that they now realize you have a solution. They're going to tell you what's really going on. I learned more about the health of my family and friends when I started telling them about the Relive business than I had ever imagined ever learning, right? Same financially too. You know, and all the people you think are doing great, they're not. And all the people that aren't, you think would be great in this business, they might not do this. But the ones that you think won't, there's a very good high likelihood they might be some of your best customers and distributors. It's because you don't know what they're dissatisfied with until they know you have a solution, right? So keep that in mind. Don't prejudge anyone. Tom didn't talk to me for a year. He was in the Relive business for a year before he even opened up his mouth to me. And if I hadn't run into him at that golf outing, I'm not sure how much longer I would have had to wait for him to tell me about Relive. We never had that conversation. So who else do you talk to? Warren Market, extended Facebook friends, anyone you pay money to, hairdresser, insurance agent, cleaners, etc. Old neighbors, past and coworkers, referrals, etc. Excuse me. Cold market, ads, opportune moments, arm's length rule, boost, yard signs, opportunity cards, be creative, internet, right? A lot of people doing social media now, right? That's another opportunity to work in the cold market. Big, big, big cold market out there. That arm's length rule goes far past your arm's length now because of the internet. So some of you doing that. You know, guys, here's my feeling. If you're part-time, you don't need to do any of that. You can just stay in your warm market and your list and you'll do fine. We've seen people build six-figure incomes without ever running an ad, right? Without ever having a yard sign, right? And it's just because the products work that well. If you're full-time though, I would suggest doing it all, right? Because your job is finding people to talk to and then talking to them. Excuse me. So you ready to go? Okay, let's make sure you got the right attitude. What kind of attitude am I talking about? I'm talking about the gold mine attitude. You got the deal, right? That's the whole idea. You got to get that attitude like you got the deal, right? Like you have a gold mine. And, you know, like if you had a gold mine in your backyard right now, I'm going to abbreviate the story, but there's a really good story there. And maybe I'll tell it on a later training. But I'm going to abbreviate here. It's like if you found a gold mine this afternoon in your backyard, where would you go to find people to help you empty? If there was so much gold in your backyard under that first layer of dirt, where would you go? Are you going to run an ad? No, of course not. You're going to go get your brother, your cousin, your favorite people in life, people closest to you. That's where you're going to start, right? And you're not going to just walk up to them and say, I kind of, I hate to bother you today, but I found this little gold mine in my backyard and I could really use some help dealing with it. That's not going to be your attitude, is it? If you really had a gold mine in your backyard and you needed help finding it, you would go to your best friends and your favorite family members and you'd be like kicking their door down saying, come on now, I don't care what you're doing. It's not as important as what I'm about to take you to do, right? Come see this deal now. You got to see this. That's the gold mine attitude, guys. And I don't know if you have a gold mine in your backyard. I'm guessing you don't if you're on this training this morning. And I don't recommend you start digging around in your backyard, but I know where you do have a gold mine. If you're on this training this morning, you have a gold mine right here in Relive. plenty of gold in the Relive backyard. All the gold you can harvest. And it's not just for you. You can bring as many along with you as you want, right? No reason to get greedy, no reason to get pushy. Plenty of gold here for everybody, right? In the Relive products and Relive opportunity. Enthusiasm, a person with a dream is much more powerful than one with all the facts. Light your hair on fire. Mike Williams, one of my upline, told me this. One of the first trainings I went to, he said, Shawn, light your hair on fire with enthusiasm and watch people come from miles around to watch you burn. And at first it sounded cool, but I didn't really understand it until I started driving home from that training. And it made sense to me. You know, because there's always that guy when you walk into a party or the neighborhood mixer or whatever, the church even, man, there's always that person that everybody kind of draws to. And it's the person that's enthusiastic 9 times out of 10. It's a person that loves to tell a story. So become enthusiastic. If you can't get enthusiastic about helping people with their health and building a financial security for you and your family, if you can't get enthusiastic about that, you're in the wrong place, right? We got products that are changing people's lives. We got an opportunity that's giving people who had no opportunity in life to build a 6-figure plus income, right? If you can't get enthusiastic about that, you're in the wrong place, right? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, in either case, you're right. So guys, I'm not saying all you got to do is think you can, but that's where you start. But if you think you can't, you're dead. In this business, you got to believe it. That's why we talk about using the products, becoming a part of the products, building some momentum in your business, taking action, because we know if you do that, you're going to build a wall of belief and start to believe you can. And if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. Lots versus some. You talk to lots of people, you get lots of action. You talk to some people, you get some action. Products work, opportunity works, right? The more people you expose to, your job is to find lots of people and share Relive with them. If you want to talk to some, that's fine. You want to talk to none, that's fine too. But it's directly proportionate. Your income, the growth of your business is going to be directly proportionate to the amount of people you talk to, right? A no today is not a no forever. And I say this to you because we're dealing in 2 of the most important things in people's lives, their health and their finances. And nothing changes faster in today's world. Somebody could have the perfect job, totally happy with their career. They walk in one morning, the company's been bought, and they're being told they got 90 days and they're on the road, on the street. Boom. The person that had the perfect career, making all the money they thought they could ever spend, all of a sudden doesn't, in 6 weeks or 3 months, is going to be out the door looking for a career. Changes fast. Same with the health, right? You don't believe me? Ask anybody that got that call from their oncologist when they went to get a checkup, or their doctor when something just wasn't right. Changes fast. So don't burn a bridge. Somebody says no, they're just not ready. They just don't quite understand what you have in the Relive products and Relive opportunity. It's not forever. Be kind, be nice. You can always circle back to them, because trust me, something will change. It always does. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? I'm not being cold here when I say this. I'm doing it from an attitude standpoint, right? We're talking about your attitude. This is how you have to approach your business. We can always circle back to them. Some will do it with you right now. Some will get on your product. Some won't. So what? Who's next? Do not let anybody else steal your dream, right? What do I say? Okay, I'm ready to go. Got the gold mine attitude. I'm out there. What do I say? More important than what you say is how you say it. Be excited, but be you, right? Don't be me, don't be Mindy, don't be Alagopian. Be excited, but be yourself, right? You should naturally be excited if you found Relive. If you really believe in what you found. Remember, I talked about how you feel about these products, how you feel about this company. This is what I was talking about. This is what's going to determine your success. It's not the products. The products work. It's not the comp plan. The comp plan pays. It's you. You're the variable. Tell your story or others that you've heard. It's like telling someone about a great movie you saw. It's a natural thing. Set strong appointments, invitations. You need to see this, right? The gold mine attitude. You need to get a shovel and get over to my house now. Not, oh, I want, or when you have a minute, can you come over and help me, harvest the gold in my backyard? No, that's not the attitude. You got something bigger than that, right? Use your upline via three-way to bring in stories, conviction, and strength. Sometimes what I'm saying here is sometimes you don't have that strength, right? That you need to set that appointment or make that invitation, right? That you need to see that type of strength. Borrow it. Borrowed strength versus acquired strength. You borrow that. That's what your upline's there for. That's what the other people that are in your team are for. All right. Smart way to do this business is learn and earn at the same time. It's free, guys. These people are paid to help you. The company pays them to work with you to make you successful, but at your speed. You're going to determine the speed. And use the positively charged momentum starter system, right? You need a system. Everybody needs a system. You need something to plug into. Simple way to bring information, stories, and training to you, your new customers or your old customers, and your distributors. Excuse me. It's only 14 hours a month. Now, I'm not saying you only put in 14 hours a month, you're going to be successful in real life. This is your office hours, if you will, right? You really don't have any office hours, but if you wanted to equate it to a job of some sort, this is your office hours, 14 hours a month. Let me go through it. Every Monday night, commit to success training call. You see the time there? It's a 30-minute training from top ambassadors. They always have a special guest. They talk about, we do recognition. We talk about the latest promotions. Don't listen alone. Three-way in a new customer or distributor, right? Every Tuesday night, like the meeting I went to, right? Health to Wealth intro webinar, 5:30 or 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 out there on the Pacific Coast. Okay, 30 to 45-minute live introduction to Live company products opportunity with health and business stories. And then we make the recording available of that every Tuesday night for the following 7 days until the next one is live, right? Every Wednesday a.m. we have the coffee chat webinar with Michelle and Mindy, right? 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern. That's a super powerful and super popular part of our system. Great way to introduce new folks to Relive and get some stories in front of them as well. Thursday night, short and sweet story call. This is a call, not a webinar. Can access anywhere with that phone number right in front of you there. 15 minutes. That's why we call it short and sweet. 15 minutes, usually 3 to 5 very powerful health and business stories. And then every Saturday, like this, Work to Wealth training webinar. Live training every Saturday morning, top distributors and ambassadors from around the country. And then we record it, and then we do it, and then it runs for 7 days on the Positively Charged Facebook page. You can access it. And then upcoming live events, right? The Relive International Conference is coming up August 19th and 20th. Get yourself registered. This is our first live event in almost 3 years, right? Live in person, first Relive conference in 3 years. This is going to be awesome. There's going to be thousands of people there. August 19th and 20th in the home of Relive in St. Louis, Missouri. Going back to the home, which is going to be fantastic. You cannot wait. Do not miss this. If you're serious about building a Relive business, any level of a business, you got to be there. Don't be there alone. We got plenty of time. Get as many people there with you as possible. And no matter how hard you do that, work at that. And once that thing starts on Friday night, you're going to wish you had more people there. Trust me. That's just how it feels every time. I've been to lots and lots of conferences over the years, and it never goes away. The momentum, the excitement, the enthusiasm, the training and information, and the ability to meet the top earners in the company and, spend time with them and hear from them, and training, live training, and the officers of the company. There's just nothing replaces a Relive International Conference. There's no way to duplicate it anywhere else in our business. So take full advantage of this huge business building tool. And then you have the Link to Learn YouTube library. If you go to our Positively Charged Facebook group page, the members can access the file section there. And there's a document in there that lists a number of YouTube links of meetings and trainings. So never an opportunity there's never a chance that you're not going to have access to a great meeting, a great training, some information about the comp plan. That's all there on that YouTube library, that Link to Learn YouTube library. Three-way calling, another great Relive tool. Used to connect with upline, right? Other powerful health and business stories. Connect your customers and distributors to live or recorded commit to success training calls, or the short and sweet story call on Thursday night, right? It's all about getting stories and training in front of people, guys, with your customers and your new distributors. Appointments, right? The most effective, you can do them one-on-one. We're getting back in person, which I absolutely love. Two-on-one if you're new, bring your upline with you. You can do it in person. You can do it over the phone. You can do it via the internet. You can use a Zoom link or a Zoom like this we're doing live, or Tuesday night, or you can use the link. Either way, get those stories, get those opportunities in front of people. There's so many tools now with internet and Zoom and things like that, and all these YouTube videos and stuff. There's so many opportunities so many abilities to present the opportunity to people in so many different ways at any time, 24/7, day or night, anywhere around the world. The technology of our industry has increased our ability to expose and introduce people to the Relive products and opportunity globally 10, 20-fold, right? In just the last few years. So, it's time to take advantage of that. Relive tools, the bundle. This is a thing Relive put out. They call it the bundle. It's the Relive phone app, which is amazing. At the Relive website, if you can have your own website. Relive has a turnkey personal website ready to go. All you do is put your story on it, your name, your contact information, and people can order through it. It's got your own website. You can put it on your business cards, everything. And the Relive dashboard, which is a business building software tool to track and analyze and communicate with your growing Relive business partners, meaning your customers and distributors. So all that comes at $15 a month. Good investment. Nobody gets a cut of that, but for $15 a month, that's probably the best deal out there for a business building tool. And other Relive tools are cash bonuses, motivational tools, no doubt. Hundreds of thousands of dollars paid monthly, number of different ways. I think six different ways monthly cash bonuses are paid on top of our retail, our wholesale, our generation royalties. We talk most of those details on the Monday night Commit to Success call. So go ahead and tune into that on Monday night, and you'll hear more about it. And amazing trip promotions. We do one every year, multiple ways to qualify. Currently, they have not announced the next trip promotion, but as soon as they do, we will be sure to tell you about it, or we'll be talking about it on the Commit to Success calls. But our single greatest Relive tool is stories, right? That's why we talk about them so much. That's why we share them. Stories trump opinion every time. Help people fall in love with Relive. What Relive provides gets people possibility thinking of people that they know, right? Every time you hear a story, you think of somebody you know. Opens new centers of influence. Builds excitement. Counters negatives, right? There's nothing like reality to counter someone that's being negative, right, about your business, your products. In real estate, it's location, location, location. In Relive, it's stories, stories, stories. 3 types of follow-up to do. Not going to get into a lot of depth of this right now, but there's 3 types of follow-up you got to master. These are these proven basics of the business. We talked about mastering. One of them is prospect follow-up, right? That's to re-engage a no-decision prospect after you've initially made a contact or meeting to set up the next step, right? i.e. appointment, a story call, a Zoom meeting, a recording. Maybe they want to get on the products or just to get signed up and get going in Relive, right? Follow up with a prospect that said, I want to think about it, or let me talk to my spouse or whatever. Make sure you do a follow-up call there, at least one, if not two. New customer follow-up. We put somebody on the products, right? This is a kind of a boilerplate, first day, third day, 5th, 15th, 10th, 15th, and 25th. Very short, brief calls, right? Just to help them get in the habit of taking the products. But my strongest recommendation is follow the system that your sponsor is using, right? You'll be working with your sponsor when you get started and start getting your new customers. Work with the system they have. This is kind of a boilerplate that some people use, but work with the one that your sponsor uses and is found effective. A new distributor follow-up. Treat them as a new customer if they're new to the products as well. Teach them the importance of how to connect to these momentum starter system calls and webinars and recordings like we're doing here today. Encourage and support the taking of action, right? Action within 72 hours, 72 days, whatever, right? Get them moving, help encourage them to support. Connect to business stories. And new distributor thinking pattern. This is a very important step and one of the things about following up with a new distributor. And one of the key things, because when someone's new, they're very excited. They come in right into the business. They're way excited. They're excited, right? They're up on top of the world. They got their products. They're getting great results on the products. They start talking to me. They go to their best friend and the best friend says no, and boom, they're down, right? This is why new distributor follow-up is so important, right? Make sure you're staying in contact with your new distributors, because a new distributor that's upside down like this for, 3 hours, you can probably get them back up. You leave them there for 3 days or 4 hours or 4 days or 5 days, I'm not sure, you might not be able to revive them, right? Because they get that stinking thinking going. So you know what, but then they get a call, you put them on a conference call and they hear a story about the products doing for somebody, change somebody's life, and they think of their mom or a family member and they're back up again, right? The stories are the reality, guys. And it's always the stories that'll bring people out of this down areas in their business, right? Anytime you own anything, a business, an asset like this, and you're building something, there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be downtime. The new distributor doesn't understand that that's a temporary thing, because when someone gets down, it's not the products not working. It's not the business not working. It's somebody has put negative thought in their mind, or they created somehow a negative thought in their mind about the products or the opportunity that is frankly not true, right? It's usually done by somebody who's not on the products and not in this business, as you'll see. And then same thing, this goes up and up and down. Now, this is why it's important that you stay in contact with your new distributors, because you got to take care of those guys, right? It's like a baby, right? You think of it as a baby distributor. You bring home your newborn baby, you're not going to just leave it in the crib, right? You're going to tend to its needs. You're going to be watching its reactions to certain things, right? You're going to make sure it doesn't fall into the cracks between the couch and the pitfalls of life, right? And that's what you do. But as they mature, this is what happens. It's not that they don't get down. As you can see here, they still get down from time to time, but it doesn't last as long. You see that, how it's shortened, and then they become a mature distributor when they understand this, right? Even if they get it. For me, for example, I've been around years and years and years, right? Do I still get down when someone no-shows me that I'm going to hook into the webinar on Tuesday night? Absolutely. I'm disappointed. But I'm disappointed for 3 minutes, not 3 days, right? That's the difference between a mature distributor and a new distributor, right? So here's the deal. Other people's stories, don't buy them, right? They're usually coming from the OPS, the other people's stories are usually coming from people that aren't taking the real products, aren't involved in the real business. Don't buy their stories. Go back to the reality, the facts, what these products and what this opportunity means to people. Pipeline plan of action, right? Understand your business is like a huge oil pipeline, right? Even though we're shutting those all down, right? But the fact is you understand the concept. Your business is like a huge oil pipeline. You have to pump in petroleum. You have to pump in goods and services, effort right into one end before anything can flow out. Any final results can come out the other end, right? So it takes time for that to happen. If you have a 10-mile pipeline and you pump in 50 gallons of oil in the next hour, it doesn't come out right away, right? It's got to fill up the whole pipeline before it actually starts coming out the other end, right? So you got to work consistently before you get results out the other end 10 miles down the road. Understand that concept. As soon as you start to learn that concept, you'll understand that it needs to be a consistent flow of effort in your business, meaning new people into your pipeline. That's the fastest way to success, is keep your head down and go, 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 go. New people, putting them in, because some people say it, some people won't. You know, who's next, right? Keep going. 80% of your business should be on new people, 20% managing and supporting your new customers and new distributors. How many new people are you willing to talk to in a day, a week? That needs to be your plan of action, because that's going to determine if your pipeline looks like this, where you could shoot a cannon through it and not hurt a soul. Or maybe it's got a few people, right? Or maybe a lot. Or maybe your pipeline looks like Dawn Van Amber's, right? Look at her pipeline. It looks like the Boston Marathon running through her pipeline, right? It all depends on the number of people you're willing to talk to. And what's your goal? Reliv's new Road to Presidential Director. So have a goal, right? I don't know what your next goal is. Everybody's somewhere along the road to Presidential Director. We're going to go over that. It all starts by getting the master affiliate, right? If you're not a master affiliate, get there. $25 in group volume, $2,500 in group volume in a calendar month. If you don't understand that terminology, get with your upline. They can explain it. Apply what you've learned today. Go to work with your upline. They're not going to do it for you, but they will do it with you. Your next step, break your first master affiliate and become a director. Do that again and again and become a 3, a 6, or a 10-star director, and start cashing the monthly star director bonus checks. There's your first bonuses. Next step is a key director. Achieve $1,000 monthly income. On top of that, $1,000 a monthly income that you achieve through retail and wholesale, you're going to get a $500 cash bonus in that particular month. Next step, senior director. When you double that monthly income to $2,000, first month that happens, retail, wholesale, right? Overrides, $1,000 cash bonus on top of it. Do this 2 times in a row, you qualify for the Reliv Global Ambassador Team. Master Director, achieve a $4,000 monthly income. First time, you get a $2,000 cash bonus on top of it. If you are part of the Global Ambassador Team already, you're going to start to receive a Global Ambassador bonus of 5% of your total earnings each and every month. They remain between $4,000 and $8,000 a month. Every month, you're going to get a 5% bonus. Good deal. More bonuses start to kick in. And then Presidential Director, achieve an $8,000 check, get a $4,000 bonus on top of that you get the ring. And if you're a global ambassador, you're going to get that bonus. Now will climb to 10% of your total earnings each and every month. They remain 8,000 or more. So every month your check's over 8, your monthly income's over 8, you're going to get a 10% bonus on that. Helping up others get what they want, you'll always get what you want. Go for the ring, guys. There they are. Your equation for success starts with consistency. Take action every day. Be consistent. That's all I ask. I'd rather have I'd rather sponsor someone who's willing to work 1 hour a day, 7 days a week, or 6 days a week, than someone that's willing to work 10 hours a day, 1 day a week, right? Because consistency breeds success. Take action every day. Do something every day with your real business, positive. Persistence. Take quitting out of the equation, right? Quitting is not an option. There's only 2 things that can happen once you become a real distributor. You either quit or you become successful. And if you take quitting out as an option, the only thing that's left to do is become successful. And that when that happens, how fast that happens is going to be done on your consistency and your determination. Setting a goal. Be determined to achieve your goals. Set a goal. I don't know where you're at. If you're not a master affiliate yet, that needs to be your goal right now. If you're a master director, you need to get to presidential director. Set a goal and then have a plan. And then work with your upline to put together a plan of action. Right? Now you take those three: consistency, persistence, and determination. That used to equal success. Not anymore. You got to add Energize Go, right? Our new product, Energize Go, you add that to those three things there, and you're going to have your success. Guys, make a long-term commitment to yourself. That's what this is about. You're building, David has said it, you're building an income-producing asset that will pay you and generations of your family to come. Do it with passion, have fun. Who are you going to talk to today, guys? Anything that's been referenced here, you can find it on our Positively Charged Facebook page. I want to welcome you to Relive International. Thanks for joining me this morning. Go have a great weekend, guys.